We heard 4 shots.
The 15-year veteran cop was gunned down.
Family, friends, and fellow officers who continue to visit Officer James Kuzak at Mercy Hospital.
It's just like a black cloud hanging over your head. You wonder, it makes you think, are you next?
Kuzak's mother thanked everyone for coming out, urging prayers for her son and telling people they must continue to back their police departments.
There's a freedom in water that can no longer be experienced on land. Aquatic therapy is part of Officer Jim Kuzak's weekly routine. He's come a long way from that night when 5 shots took him down on a back porch in CLAIRTON.
John took the front door, I went to the back door, and Matt kind of covered the side of the house. I was looking at a white steel door, and then all of a sudden I was looking at a black void when they swung the door open, and I saw the first gunshot. It was an orange flash, muzzle flash, and everything changed.
I hear Jim start screaming, and then Steiner goes to the back, I'm on the side, and the next thing you know, shots ring out.
Probably in about the 4th round it was shot that I was hit with was the one that went into my upper torso, and it paralyzed me and immediately took me to the ground. I could see legs walk across me, and I knew it was the suspect, and I thought, this is going to be the end. I thought they were going to just kill me right there, but nothing happened. The suspect kept going, and I just tried to gain what composure I could, started checking for things. I couldn't find my gun. I went to reach for my radio on my chest. It wasn't there, it had been shot off. So I couldn't contact anybody on radio. And I hit my legs and knew something wasn't working, they weren't responding. So I knew right away I was paralyzed. But I knew I was bleeding from the left side. I could feel the amount of blood coming out, I could feel the warmth of it. And so I knew it was bad.
We start going after people and find out that Jimmy's down.
He literally got me off the deck, put me on his shoulder, and carried me and ran me out to the front of the house while our other officer gave cover.
Well, he's my friend, he's my brother. It's, you know, he'd done the same thing for me.
Officer Kuzak slowly, painfully emerges from his vehicle with the help of girlfriend Chris Okolanis. Paralyzed from the waist down, he still feels chronic, often debilitating pain in his left side.
Pull that back. Tom, if you want to get on that side and just lift the legs up a little bit. Ready? Okay, now unlock them.
We're going to get some automated ones here.
With the help of his father and ATV instructor Tom Mershimer, the man who loved motorcycles will trade 2 wheels for 4 at the Mines and Meadows Trail in Wampum.
The idea is we want to see him move his body, lean his body into the turn to help control the balance of the ATV. We can take that same skills that you have here now and take it out on the trail. And ready?
Every bump in the trail delivers an electric jolt of pain, but the sense of freedom makes it all worthwhile.
Whenever you have that ability to once again get out and get about and have that freedom, it's exciting, it's rehabilitating, and it builds a lot of enthusiasm into your life.
Aquatics instructor Darlene Leslie guides him through the paces at the Life Care Pool in Monroeville. He's come a long way.
Jim's really got a really good attitude. I wished half of my orthopedic patients had the attitude that Jim has. But initially, when I first seen him in the water, he was like a fish out of water, just flopping around.
I got to the point where I could move my right leg pretty much where I wanted to. Though it wasn't weight bearing, it doesn't have great control, but I can move it. Aquatherapy, great for the pain. You know, I get in there, it's a pool, it's at 90 degrees. I can put my braces on my legs, stand in 5 feet of water, and walk. I literally walk now. I just walk across the pool. It's not very fast, but to me it's upright. There's no pressure on me, from pain. I just walk.
Family, friends, and fellow officers who continue to visit Officer James Kuzak at Mercy Hospital.
Jim Kuzak had spent 47 days at Mercy Hospital, including 10 in intensive care. It was sheer determination that pulled him through that night in CLAIRTON, the night he refused to die.
Everything that was important to me in life, I was seeing. Family members, Chris, my grandmother that I was very close to, my parents. But ultimately, it was kind of like towards the end of that I saw our 2 dogs.
Zoe Lanhe.
Jim and Chris work with their dogs at the home they share with his parents in Rostraver. It was their shared interest in training canines for police work and therapy that brought the couple together when Jim signed on with the CLAIRTON police.
That woman has stuck by me through the worst of the days, through the best of the days. More worse than not. She's sat with me many a night when I'm up agonizing in pain, and I learned something from her too that she doesn't readily admit. What a helpless feeling it is to sit there and watch somebody wrestle with pain and not be able to help them. And I can never ever thank her for what she's done for me and the love I have for that woman. And I hope she's always by my side.
Everyone that has worked with Jimmy has told me that they always feel safe when he's working, and he always had their back.
Family, friends, an entire community has come to the side of the officer who has given so much. When she heard that friends were raising funds to purchase an accessible truck, 84 lumber owner Maggie Magerko cut to the chase and bought it for him.
Love to help, seriously.
Thank you so much.
You're an inspiration to all of us.
I
mean, you're there to protect, and you put yourself on the line, and again, we're blessed to be able to help you.
The truck was outfitted by a company called Mobility Works.
The first time I met Jim, he was very clear and very insistent that he was not going to drive a minivan or a soccer mom's van, as I believe what he said.
You just push for forward, and that's brake, and when you let back, just the pull back is throttle. And that's just the simplicity of it. You know, the change was only not using my leg.
It all comes down to independence. Motorcycles rumble into a parking lot in Pleasant Hills. The 5220 bike rally, named for Kuzak's badge number, has become an annual event to help the wounded officer pay expenses not covered by insurance.
Gotta have 3 years in a row.
You too, pal. Awesome. I can't wait. This is going to be just absolutely amazing. Can't complain. Sweet day like this. I'm never more in awe of what people have done for me. I still can't grasp it. It's kind of like you almost think, you know, you will go on the wayside, but I never do. People seem to enjoy seeing me and talking to me, and I enjoy talking to them.
On and on they come. Fellow officers, friends, and people he has never met before.
With all the friends and support that he has, miracles do happen.
Hopefully he'll come back and make a remarkable recovery.
Jim Kuzak longs for the day when improved technology and sheer determination will let him walk again. In the meantime, he keeps his head high.
I take every little bit each day that I get, whether it's nothing or just a little toe movement, and I've gotten to a good point.
Emilio Rivera will likely spend the rest of his life behind bars.
The man accused of shooting him was sentenced to 50 to 100 years in prison. The alleged accomplice was found not guilty, but the wounded officer does not dwell on the past.
Nobody won in this trial, in this situation. Not a single person. The only people that I think won in whole was the family we saved. You know, they weren't greatly harmed. No one died, and hopefully they'll recover from it.
Just an officer doing his job on a cold, rainy night in CLAIRTON.
The people that come up to you and say, I remember that night so vividly, and that I cried that I knew it was you. It makes you feel so wonderful that people have that concern for you. So I guess that's a lot of what keeps me going.
His life was changed in a single night, but his courage has endured. I'm Dave Cross.